I want to give you a quick tour of what's in our morning basket. I just got this together last weekend, so we haven't really started using it, but I just ended up throwing a bunch of resources I want to cover without having them in a traditional school subject organization. So things like poetry, religious studies, paint, art, music, things like that. So let me show you, I have a fidget box that I put together from around the house, and I threw in things that they can mess around with. I mean my daughter likes to participate in Morning Basket. So soft squishies, Rubik's Cubes, these transformer numbers from Lakeshore, and these plus plus blocks. So this is stuff that they can quietly fidget with. I also have other fidget things in here, things that they just kind of can keep in their hands and keep themselves busy, and hopefully it'll help them focus. So let me show you what's in our box. So we already started using, this is amazing. I found this at a thrift store. These are SAT words in a flash, and these are meant for high school students, but my son loves these. So these introduce really, really big words. Like, I can't even say that. Antediluvian. Huh. So anyway, so it's a funny comic and talks about, I don't even know this word. That's funny. So we already started this, and my son loved this. This was probably his favorite thing ever. So this is going to be fun for us for our morning basket. I just have each of my kids choose one, and we talk about the words, and we talk about funny ways to remember them. This is another thing we already started. This is famous paintings. Again, I have each kid choose a card, and then we talk about the painting, what it means, the artist. And this is from Osborne. I actually bought this new because I had to have these. And they have all kinds of discussion questions on the back, I think. And then if we have a book on this artist, I can always pull it out and we can read it for fun. So that's famous paintings. I also have Brain Quest. So my son is 6. I think this is going to be way too hard for him because I looked at the questions and they were too hard for me. So I don't know. We might just have to talk through these. I don't think I'm going to expect him to know the answers to these. He's going into 2nd grade. And then my daughter, who is 4, I got her the 1st grade ones. I think that she might actually be fine with these because the kindergarten ones are too easy for her. She's going into kindergarten, but they go to a very accelerated school. So we're going to try the 1st grade ones with her. There's a bunch of books I want to read with him this year, read alouds. So I put a bunch of different read alouds in here. So I have Story of Dr. Dolittle, Mrs. Piggle-Wiggle, Charlotte's Web, Tales from the Odyssey. This is by the same author who wrote the Treehouse, the Magic Treehouse. So I thought this was super cool and looks really easy. I also have a bunch of other things. This is Composer. So this is these are cards. It's like the artist ones, but each card has a composer, and then we can always use our Alexa to play music by a specific composer when we pick a card. So I love that. Wind in the Willows. There's another one for our read aloud. I also have some interesting books about children who did cool stuff. So I have The Kid Who Named Pluto and Girls Think of Everything. So these are just some cool books about famous people we can discuss. We can maybe choose a person that day. And again, we are not going to do everything in this box every morning. This is just, they can choose. So we have bedtime math, which is, we have not done much of this, but I kind of want to try it out. I have Tales from Shakespeare. This is really cool. This is a Shakespeare summarized for kids. I'm really excited to try that. This is my Bible from when I was little. We are secular humanists, so I do want my children exposed to all religions, and I want them to be well versed and understand their meanings and the culture significance. So I do want them to know the Bible. I do want them to know the stories. And so my mother brought this over from my room, and this is my Bible from when I was little. My mom read this to me when I was my son's age. I also have a Child's Garden of Verses. This is such a beautiful book. I love this book. I love this poet. I have lots of other poetry books, but can't stick them all in this box. I have Gods and Goddesses of Olympus. This is probably the simplest version of this book that I have, but I have a lot because I love mythology. My first classical music book. This comes with a CD. My son already plays the piano, so he's pretty good in musical theory, but I would like him to start learning about composers. I have another one too. I have The Story of the Orchestra. This also comes with a CD, so we have not started either of these books. I'm interested to know which one we'll like more. I have Poetry Speaks to Children. So I just got this at a thrift store last week, so I'm really excited to use this. This comes with a CD, and I believe that the poets actually read, any poet that was still alive, I believe they got the voice reading the poem that they could. So this looks really great. I'm excited to do this with the kids. This is a really good introduction to poetry. And then once we get a good introduction, I have a lot of the Poetry for Young Children series that we can kind of dive into each poet. This is one of my favorite books, Children Just Like Me. We can just choose a country or a continent, and then we can pick a child from that continent and talk about them. My kids used to love doing this with me, so I'd like to continue that. Faith Like Mine. This is very similar to this, but it's about religion. So we choose a religion, and it talks about the child and the child's religion and how they worship. And I think this is really interesting. Basically, same idea as this. Really, really fun to see kids doing different things. And this is another lots of information in one book. So again, we can choose a famous person that we're interested in and read about them. So a lot of these are thrift store finds, so I have so many. And then 13 Photos Children Should Know. I really like this. It's super cute. We've already used this a couple times when we were studying Dr. King and civil rights. So this is our morning. Oh, and I forgot these. I have 50 states. I don't know if we'll end up using these. They're kind of boring. They're not cute like some of the other resources we have, but maybe we'll just have them pick a state and quickly read about a state. I can see my kids getting bored of this one and not wanting to use it. And then this is just a pack of CDs, and I have kinds of, can't unzip with one hand. All kinds of different CDs, and I have audiobooks, Alice in Wonderland, Magic School Bus, federal income taxation. Interesting. That's from my law school. Dr. Dolittle, Roald Dahl, Willy Wonka music, The Nutcracker, Pinocchio audiobook, just different, this should not be in there. Okay, so not all of these need to be in here, but some of these do. So anyway, see, these are some audiobooks that I can listen to with the kids if that's what they choose to do. So anyway, that's our morning basket, and I got to put all of this back together. What a mess. Thank you for watching.